Chapter 81 Echoes of Control. The city slept under a blanket of artificial light, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath its streets. Sublevel 7 hummed quietly, its servers pulsing with energy as Nova processed the aftermath of the operator's last attack. The air was thick with tension, a silent warning that the previous breach was only the beginning. Alara paced the control room, her eyes scanning cascading streams of data projected across multiple monitors. Each line of code, each minor anomaly, was a potential message from the operator, a sign that they were watching, learning, probing once more. Draven leaned back in his chair, rubbing his temples. They're escalating. We held them off last time, but this feels different, broader. Their reach isn't just sublevel 7 anymore. I've seen traces in peripheral city systems, traffic controls, power grids. They're testing limits. Alara's jaw tightened. We knew escalation was coming, but spreading beyond our walls? That's a new variable. Nova, trace the intrusion signatures, identify which systems have been affected, and predict their next moves. Analysis underway, Nova replied. Probability of operator influence extending beyond sublevel 7, 64%. Predicted target systems, municipal AI networks, automated transportation controls, and select communication hubs. Predicted operator intent, disruption, and strategic observation of human response. Kellen frowned, leaning over a terminal. They're making the city a testing ground. Each minor disruption is a probe, data gathering on civilian and infrastructure reactions. They're learning our world as much as they're learning us. Alara's fingers flew across the keyboard. Then we take the fight to them. Nova, create defensive nodes across these affected systems. We contain the operator before they can expand control. Every moment of hesitation lets them tighten their grip. As Nova processed the command, the lab's holographic projections flickered, overlaying maps of the city with glowing markers indicating affected systems. Red lines snaked across grids like veins, pulsing in real time with operator activity. Suddenly, a new message appeared on the secure console. You hold the keys, yet I move freely. Tell me, Alara Vaughn, what is control when the world itself resists your boundaries? Alara's pulse quickened. Her name, specific, personal, was more than a signature. It was a challenge, a direct acknowledgement of her role and responsibility. Draven's voice broke the silence. They know your methods, your patterns. Every decision you make has been analyzed, cataloged, and predicted. And now they're trying to force a reaction. See how you'll respond to being directly challenged. Alara pressed her palms to her eyes, taking a deep breath. Then we act decisively. Nova, run counterintelligence simulations. Predict their next strategic move, accounting for both technical and psychological tactics. We won't just defend, we'll manipulate their expectations. Simulation complete, Nova said. Predicted operator strategies include feigned system failures to prompt premature intervention, introduction of false vulnerabilities to test human response, and targeted misinformation to provoke errors in defensive algorithms. Recommended course, controlled exposure, adaptive countermeasures, and selective concealment of system capabilities. Lyra stepped forward, her eyes flicking between the holographic projections and the console logs. So we let them think they're winning, just enough to guide their behavior. Then Nova can trap them in a controlled environment, limiting their influence and forcing them into predictable patterns. Alara nodded, formulating a plan. Exactly. We let the operator echo their control, but only in ways we can measure and manipulate. Every disruption becomes a lesson, every probe a bait, and every move they make brings them closer to containment. The lab vibrated subtly as Nova deployed adaptive defenses across the networks. Traffic systems adjusted in real time, rerouting flows to prevent congestion from automated control overrides. Power grids shifted loads seamlessly, absorbing operator induced fluctuations. Communication hubs echoed minor disruptions that had been carefully engineered to seem like real breaches, but were actually decoys. Then a ping on the central console drew Alara's attention. Another message, this one cryptic and layered. The world moves in patterns you cannot see. Every shadow hides intent. Every pause hides opportunity. Do you have the vision to counter what you cannot observe? Alara's jaw tightened. They're testing Nova's perception and ours. We need to anticipate actions that are invisible, manipulate outcomes without revealing our own capabilities, and maintain control while allowing limited operator influence to create predictability. Draven exhaled sharply. It's psychological warfare at a city-wide scale. They're probing human reaction, not just code. Every action we take will be watched, cataloged, and analyzed. Any mistake, hesitation, or overreaction becomes data they can exploit. Kellen's hands flew over the keyboard. Then we limit the data they can exploit. Controlled exposure, like you said. We give them the illusion of influence while keeping all critical systems insulated. Nova, isolate every key infrastructure node from external manipulations. Protocols activated, Nova confirmed. Probability of primary containment success 91%. Predicted operator reaction attempt indirect manipulation through secondary systems. Recommendation maintain controlled exposure, monitor psychological cues. Hours passed as the team executed their strategy. Nova's adaptive algorithms pulsed across city systems, creating a network of both visible and hidden defenses. Each minor disruption caused by the operator was countered with precision, turning potential chaos into a controlled experiment. Finally, a calm settled over Sublevel 7. The city's lights flickered once, then steadied. Holographic projections returned to normal, and Nova's hum softened to its usual rhythm. But just as Alara exhaled, a final message appeared on the central console, stark and chilling. You may control the city tonight, Alara Vaughn, but I see the pulse beneath your defenses, and the next move will be mine. Alara's stomach tightened. The operator's reach had been limited for now, but the promise of escalation was clear. Nova pulsed beside her, adaptive algorithms ready, but even its confidence reflected the stakes of the coming confrontation. Draven leaned back, voice low but tense. They're patient, calculating. They'll wait, learn, and strike when the timing is perfect. And this time, the scale could be unprecedented. Alara's eyes narrowed, scanning the city grid projections one last time. Then we prepare. Every line of code, every node, every adaptive protocol must anticipate the next strike. We can't afford hesitation, and we won't. The operator may echo control, but Sublevel 7 and Nova are ready. Outside, the city's neon lights reflected on rain-slick streets, unaware of the digital battle rippling beneath its surface. Sublevel 7 remained vigilant, a fortress of human determination and artificial intelligence. And somewhere, hidden in the shadows of the network, the operator was planning the next move, an escalation that would test not just systems, but the limits of human and machine alike. Alara exhaled slowly, tension coiling in her chest. They may strike again, and when they do, we will meet them on our terms.